Hi, bro. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that's been bothering a lot of people in the tech world. Honestly, even casual Apple users. It's that Apple, the company once known for being the face of innovation, actually have an innovation problem. Yes, Apple is still one of the most valuable companies in the world, and their products sell in the hundreds of millions every year. But when was the last time you truly felt like Apple changed the game? Let's begin. Let's start with Apple's legacy. Apple has this mythos around it, right? Think about the original Macintosh back in 1984. It wasn't just another computer, it was this bold new way to interact with technology. Fast forward to iPod, which didn't just give us portable music players, it changed how we thought about music altogether. Suddenly, thousands of songs could live in your pocket, and the whole music industry had to shift around it. And of course, the iPhone in 2007, arguably the most important consumer tech product of the century so far. It didn't just disrupt the phone industry, it created an entire new one: mobile apps, touch interfaces, the way we live our daily life. All of that is tied back to the iPhone. Now, let's be honest. What has Apple been doing since? Every year we get a new iPhone, and don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic device. It's fast, it's polished, it's reliable. But let's look at the last decade of iPhone launches. Bigger screens, more cameras, better chips, nicer displays, slightly longer battery life, useful upgrades. Sure, but do they feel like a paradigm shifts? Not really. The iPhone hasn't fundamentally changed since Steve Jobs first held it up on stage in 2007. Same with MacBook Line. They're thinner, they're lighter, the chips are insanely fast. Apple Silicon is honestly impressive, but again, that's refinement, not revolution. Even the Apple Watch and AirPods, while successful, haven't redefined industries the way the iPod or iPhone did. They are extensions of the ecosystems, not game changers. So, the question is, has Apple traded disruption for comfort? Part of the answer lies in risk. Apple isn't that scrappy underdog from the 90s anymore. It's one of the most valuable companies on earth. When you are that big, the stakes are higher. If Apple takes a massive gamble and fails, billions of dollars are on the line. Shareholders don't like that. Wall Street don't like that. So what happens? You end up with so-called safe innovation. Apple refines, polishes, and perfects existing products rather than reinventing the wheel. From a business standpoint, you can't really blame them. Incremental updates keep customers happy, keep sales rolling, and keep profit margins sky high. But from a cultural standpoint, from a legacy standpoint, that cautiousness makes Apple looking boring. Meanwhile, look at the competition. Samsung is pushing foldables. Google is experimenting with the AI-driven features in their Pixel devices. Chinese companies like Huawei and Xiaomi are throwing wild, futuristic concepts at the wall just to see what sticks. Sure, not all of it works, but they are at least trying. Apple, on the other hand, tend to sit back, wait, and then release their own version years later, but polished near to perfection. Take wireless charging, high refresh rate displays, large phone screens. Apple wasn't the first, but they made it mainstream once they finally jumped in. And that's Apple's strategy. Don't lead the bleeding edge, but dominate once the technology matures. The problem is, in today's world, where innovation moves so fast, people notice the lag. So, does Apple have an innovation problem? I'd argue yes, at least in the sense of that they are no longer seen as the company that invents the future. They are the company that polishes the present. And that's fine if you are care about is reliability and ecosystem integration. But For those of us who grew up on the magic of Apple's big moments, the iPod, the iPhone, the Mac, it's hard not to feel like something is missing. Apple's challenge going forward is to prove that they can still surprise us, that they can still take a risk big enough to shift the culture again. Whether that's through augmented reality, artificial intelligence, or something we can't even imagine yet. That's what people are waiting for. Because at the end of the day, innovation isn't just about incremental improvements, it's about daring to make the leap. And right now, Apple feels like standing still. So, what do you think?